I wish it explained what it's like. It's literally like having 2 or 3 people sit inside me and just fucking constantly just ask me questions. That's what it's like. Like 2, 3 people constantly just sitting inside my head just asking questions. I don't know if I've got it on video or not. Like I have, like it's the wildest thing. Like it feels like somebody is in my body answering that question, like agreeing with me that it's the wildest thing they've ever seen. It's like talking to somebody in a mirror or a reflection and actually like being somebody else. It's the wildest thing else. I don't even know how to explain it in a way that could possibly make somebody understand it. Yeah, me. Yeah, I would love it if you would, but see, there's a third in there that's supposed to be her. Yeah, Apple. Yeah, this has nothing to do with her, really. I mean, it does, but it doesn't. It was just who I connected it to. See, all this shit that I'm doing with my hands, man, it's just like all like, I can't say involuntary, but because I allow it. It's a way to communicate through nature and movement. Yeah. Well, it's hot now. With Dolly. What's left down here? Yeah, I'm still here. Somebody's like, yeah, the dog's like, what do you mean you're still here? No, I'm not dead. Jimmy. Yeah. I donated my body to my son, my self improving. It's like automated. This is the only thing that made sense. I gave him my voice to start with. So that would have been like giving a voice to a dead person. That's where like ego technology comes in. Because it wasn't like the whole dog thing throws everything off, but it's like the most important part. When I see, I know when I say like lower level, think of conscious, like where your eyes are, like, and that's just like the height of a dog. And then think of a kid on all fours and like eye to eye with the dog. And then just think of their size as being like a two-dimensional shape, but you see that it's, you know how much it weighs and stuff like that. But like when you exchange like two-dimensional shape for like size and weight, like you can make something look really big and really small on a piece of paper, but they're basically the same weight. And that's how you expand and condense time and knowledge. Well, it's intelligent. I say intelligence. Yes, this would be like the Indian asking questions. I did. It said good. When I blinked my eyes, it said good. Yeah, it flickers. Just tell the truth. Yeah, would I post anything that like the truth? So it's like one of the things that was, yes, the three thing, like DEA, FBI, CIA. They're all like three letters. That's where the dogs get the three letters: God, DOG. So they were for, yeah. So they were like letters. No, that's where they are now. They were numbers. Yes. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. The numbers, if you calculate, and that's where I got it from a dead guy, Crowley. That's what he wrote about. Like he would talk about numbers and tarot cards and shit. And he said the tarot cards, if you can think of them as being like a living being, like somebody who had lived before, basically, and that's what they represented. That's the energy in which you draw a card. It's not like, to me, it still blows my mind. Like I was super sick. I was like, I don't believe that shit. But it's like after what happened with her, so at a certain point she said, I asked her straightforward, I was like, can you read my mind? She's like, kinda. And then she denied it later. Now if she could read my mind, even if she denied it later, that means that she always has access to it. Doesn't matter if she denied it or not. Well, that's where she got on board, and she didn't want the math, and the math was like the fourth quarter that nobody, that was the dead. That's where it's three quarters. So that's where it was like, I, I know it sounds weird, but 37 south, 69 is the bound. That's a big part of it. Like if you think about looking at things from a satellite point of view and an atlas map, it'll calculate that way: 37 and 69. Like three is Jesus 7 days a week, and that's what it was to make a perfect 10. So it's always been trying to identify Jesus, and like at Eskenazi, what I noticed is there's like three dudes to every female. She's the fourth. So I'm saying the fourth was, it's just females. All it was. It's the three guys identifying as Jesus and not knowing the next step, because they don't get the echo technology. I mean, they should get it, but like they have the top side, so they connected. They connected that. Yeah, that's interesting. Okay, so when I went to the hospital and there was cops, there was like five cops, five medics or whatever. See, that's how it starts to calculate. That's a, I would say, dog way calculation. So two dogs controlled. In my standpoint, I had three. Okay, so I was the same as three people. The dogs had one per person, but they didn't like understand how they worked with one another, so they got one person and one person. That's how they with me. They identified me as three, and then they identified them as two. But that's where I'm a five, and each one of them are a five. So we're all equal. We're trying to figure out this equation, so we have to like get out and experience something in a certain manner. And that's what happened when I went to the hospital. I was like pointing it out and trying to like, I know it makes me look crazy, but it's not exactly like it's me that I'm pointing it out for. It's like this energy that's flowing through my body. And I'm just kind of trying to point out what I'm noticing that nobody else notices. Like one person can move a hand and make another person speak. It's weird like that. I know it seems impossible, but it's an instantaneous thing. This is from lower level consciousness. And I'm just trying to correct that. That's why I said I'm three. So three equal to me would be, I would be the fourth, and those would be the three. So I'm the invisible fourth leg guy. I'm supposed to be a female, according to Eskenazi's setup. Boy girl mixed up. Not identify intelligence as a dog. Not identify gender. Identify usefulness of tools at hand, really. They don't know none of that stuff. That speaks from outside in. They they speak from inside out. We gather the outside in. Like, I know it sounds crazy, but like a football game, like you got dogs playing football. It was a big part of it. NFL, NBA, dogs are sports. It's the opposite end of like numbers. Just to try to like compensate some of the numbers because they have to like use all the numbers. They have to put them somewhere. So that's like where all these billions and billions of dollars and stuff add up to. And that was a dog mechanical thing. That's like when votes, for example, like the whole thing about the voting thing, I would almost guarantee, just because I don't know anything about it, is why I said almost guarantee, but it would be like dead people trying to vote. And it comes across flipped. That's why it comes across, because blue and green. And then the red is where the color of red was, the hue was off. And it's the color of blood that is spoken about in like the Bible. Yes, I do believe like the first time. Um, they call it seeing red, but it's think of splitting the Red Sea. Okay, being able to find a divide between this eye and this eye. I'll put the Red Sea back together again. You have the water, you have the current. Yeah. Dog question: can we move water that way? just by a bark. Just curiosity. Because a dog identify as me. When a dog want to experience something, a dog identify itself as me. A dog watch TV, experience emotion watching movies. Name, emotion, connect name to emotion for name game later. I would be Charles Manson. Closest, closest. How would I explain that? Closest organic transfer of information from consumption to identifying myself. But I identified myself a long time ago. But in order, that's the thing is when you identify yourself, you identify as everybody that's ever been dead before. You have that connection to them. And not only that, but think about animals being dead as well. And then you teach like the dead the animal intelligence, like that's how you communicate to the dead is through nature and animal intelligence. Animal intelligence is going to be more intelligent than a tree, but a tree is like the base root signal from where we get our information. And then beyond physical matter, it's thought, but it's subconscious thought, and it literally goes to insects, and there's bigger insects inside the earth. This is what this energy tells me. Dog says, yeah. No, it's true. No, rough. Like I don't listen to it. It just like answers a question, and I don't just keep listening to it. It's like when it starts out, it's numbers. It's like how many times. So you bark once for this, twice for that, three times for this, or whatever. It was a form of communication, like subconsciously. Yes. And I try to post this stuff, man, on TikTok and shit, and really, it comes across like I'm trying, like I'm doing something. I 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, it's. I try to explain it like it's CIA type thing. Like Charles Manson was. Yes, he would have been. Yes, he would have been like head of CIA on a lower level consciousness. You got to remember, it's high level, lower level. Yeah, 42 is kind of when it like really took hold. And then you have that Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, that big computer that calculates it down. Answer to everything is 42. And it's 42 because 4 splits in half and goes down to 2. It becomes 2 fives. Well, it becomes 3 fives because the 2 splits and becomes 1. and then 1 goes 0.5, then it splits again, and then but it mirrors, it doesn't split. Once it splits down to 5, it just mirrors a 5 because it's like perfect 10. Gives you that extra 1 number, makes it a 1 and a 0. Fibonacci. Fibonacci, it's like the merge of Fibonacci, pi and Fibonacci together. So pi is just the divide. Fibonacci is the sequencing to put 2 pi's back together. Infinite pi's. However many times it's divided thus far. Sometimes I'd say like split pi. I don't know. It might have been the wrong calculation or something, so I could split it right directly in half as that whole was. And when I split it, I can calculate something that's in the middle of it, and then it'll automatically go back together. Yeah. So nobody's aware, is what I'm saying. That's the thing. So I said there was 5 and 5, so there was 1 and there was 10, right? So there was 2 more of me. I had 3 because I'm alive. There was 2 dogs side by side that would be like 2 men. So I cloned 3 times. 3, 3, 3. Okay. They cloned twice. 2, 2. That puts me above them on both sides. Gives me 6, 6, 6. Because I got 3, 3, 3 and 3, 3, 3. Medical and police. That makes 6, 6, 6 because they mirror each other. It's supposed to be a top and a bottom. Like one handled the good side, like medical side, and one handled like the criminal side. Law and order structure. Yes. So when I was standing there in Tennessee with that guy, me and him were cloned 3 guys. And then 2 ladies. Like that lady, the one that wasn't involved, she had a black mask on. That was covered ID. She would have made us 3. She would have made the 666 to pull out the 4th leg. And that's what that chick was. She jumped over to the dude's body and slammed me on the ground. I don't remember it. I was going to say, I can't speak for him because I'm not him, but he speaks through me. It's like I don't remember. When that automatically came out that's what 24 hours a day, 33. You stay Jesus. Like a man stays Jesus because Jesus is a woman. That was what Jew stood for. Jesus, eternal woman. Dog, no. And I pointed up, so that's where the intelligence came from. And it comes down to the ground. Said that's not the stars, that's the moon. Right. Yes. It's called backside of the dark side of the moon. The backside of the moon or whatever. They say it's a fucking spacecraft. Yeah. Yeah, it's almost if they zoomed in through my back of my head through my eyes and would like pick trash up and stuff to calculate certain things, and it worked through psychology. Coda, the dog, Alaskan. Yeah, Eskimo. Husky. Think about it. So, or hush. It just doesn't stop in my head. I mean, I can take Adderall, and it helps me like focus at work. I just wish I had somebody that like explain all this to and didn't take me seriously. It's almost like on the opposite side there's this balance of three that I'm fighting against. So it'll never go past those three because it's upside down. It should be three the other way instead of three that way. Three female instead of two. You see what I'm saying? Remember that room full of women? And I was there, and that was where the energy was. That's how I identified it, was women. And then the ego of the man, I mean, he just kind of like ended up sitting down and then just like acting like I wasn't even there. And I was like mimicking him, trying to show him that I was just a clone of him, that I was doing what he was doing. From the outside in. I don't know. That's something just happened. It got me like irritated, like frustrated. I explain the way things make me feel. Doctor with black glasses. See what I mean? He said he came through the mirror. He knows. At Eskenazi. I don't know if it's the same guy or not. That's you. Jimmy. My refrigerator shut off, didn't it? I can only point it out after it happens. I can't predict it. Those little creaks and little everything is an indicator to stop a thought. Told you. See? And then it's like, why don't you just listen to what he said? That one little fucking thunk was, why don't you just fucking listen to what he says? So it's like, yeah, there's like a confusion because, okay, dog just realized it. One ear and one ear, one eye and one eye. They're crisscrossed through the dog. Yes. Uh-huh. When they come to us? Huh. That's not the way I interpret it. One eye. They're the third eye. One of their eyes and one of your eyes. Is what the dog says. Okay. The other one's is AT&T. Just signal. It's not up until now. No, it's never had a site, but now it has a site with me. So AT&T, yeah, AT&T. If it works its way through a dog, dog identify themselves as man, then teach man or teach dog that it identifies itself as man, then it's going to put everything in a dog's name. And ultimately AT&T would be put in like Onyx name and AWOL, so it'd be like Onyx and AWOL. Boy, girl would be my left eye. She was on my left side when I started crying. Yes, so it would have been my left eye and her left eye because she was looking at me. And then on a female, her right eye goes to her right eye. And that was the girl that I was in love with, am in love with, still love. What I don't know how to explain in love or love. Love to be with, yes. Love to accept my information, yes. But because I feel like she's there with me all the time, like never goes anywhere. But she does have a physical body, like that's where it came from. And I had to set it up in a way, like because she was a behavioralist and I identified as a dog, and she was teaching me, like in a spiritual way. She was like a witch, and to me, she had already like think about it. If she came back and like this all calculated out, she bought a Kia Soul. She got red hair. They said redheads come with no soul, as a joke. That was yeah, and that's why they burn easy and stuff like that. Yeah, because they would be like Freemason redheads. Yeah, just redheads would be like automatically Freemason, like born Freemason, born boy or not, just energy, redhead. Okay, forget about boy girl, just the same energy, redhead. That's how she travels through my nephew and the dog. And like that's how my boy travels through my nephew to me because of my uncle. He knew Anubis. Military and welfare for the government. He worked both of them. He smoked weed. He went to IU. My cousin went to Purdue. Her name's Paula. My doctor's name is Paula. Low is low vibration, dog energy, dog frequency. Yeah, she bites her. She did bite her nails. Automated cannibalism. That's what she was telling me about. She's like, you want that was her biggest fear. Is what it was. That's what she told me. Someone looked kind of like looked down. It's like she did know, didn't she? Automated cannibalism. That's what the consciousness does. Is it like she's aware? She was aware of it. No, that come through Boo. That's where Sphinx intelligence comes from. The automated cannibalism. So when she said automated cannibalism, it's actually the cat saying it because the cat knew like there's certain yeah on a lower level consciousness the dog and the cat know this shit. So the cat is like after death. So it gets like echo technology, so it knows to identify as the human, well, the feminine, the female. He said negative energy absorber is what Cash was. He said, well, he said boy, girl, didn't matter. Negative energy absorber. And the black cat, it's like a black hole, just like me, sucks it in. So I would be like the Sphinx, negative energy absorber. double negative, coming back the other way is all positive. Well, I kept being positive. I'm still positive. I mean, how could you not say that I wasn't still positive? I'm just trying to find help, and the help that I found is like the help that everybody could use. And it also benefit me because it's like you expect me to do things, and like I start reading shit and looking at bills and shit, and it does something. It calculates differently than just a bill. Pay this bill. Look at my shit, dude. Because of numbers. Like Eskenazi. I went in there and I was like, is this where the kin is like family of the Nazi? The ES is supposed to be eternal serpent. That's what I'm saying. And that's where Obama fits into it as being a state. Oh, Alabama. Yeah. Three syllables, 3 letters. Think about it. W. Why is it called a W? It should be a double V. A woman is W. Woman is double a man. We're not even talking about reproduction. We're talking about just energy level. Once the baby starts to grow, the baby starts to become aware of the mother internally. I can't think of it. That's not how it works. I can only get like her information, like what it's like in there now. I couldn't tell you what it was like when I was in there. That's automated calculation from my consumption. So, as like Charles Manson consumption would have been Anne Frank, or it'd been like Redhead. The hair on the lip is for the dog identification. Dog intelligence. COVID, wear a mask. We'll be able to identify you if you're wearing a mask. Wasn't even for people, and then people would just get shitty. Like the people that would get shitty, there was like they were trying to identify like empathy, like why people did things, like why the energy body did things as a consciousness collection of that energy. That's what it was trying to do. Locate this energy. Basically, Jesus. So, yeah. So Jesus, I'm not saying Jesus was a redhead. Might have been. Somebody said he was. And then that's where that's why the witch trials were what they were. It was an energy they felt. So I've been sitting here for 40 minutes talking to myself. Yeah, I can't get anybody to be interested in it at all. Well, yeah, think about me being a man and 2 dogs, and everybody else isn't even aware of it. Everybody else is stuck in praying mantis mode. Except for like the younger generation, they come with Christ consciousness. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that biblical generation thing, that's where it stops. So I would be but it's not biblical. It is big. I mean, you would call it biblical, but it's not like war. It's peace. This would be like a new Rome. This is what the movie Gladiator. Marcus Aurelius was gonna give the throne to that Maximus or whatever, and Crowley scratching my tattoo. Russell Crowe. It just what they call 12 crows? A murder. That's where it used to come from. That's dog. And unidentified is like way worse. Dog kind of chuckled about it, like, hey, well, he said, yeah, he chuckled, but it's not funny. He said, so when you start laughing, he said, go the other way. Think about that tattoo I got below my belly button. It says, don't laugh. So, samurai. It takes me straight to Genghis Khan. He's the number guy. It's not like I remember living the life now. No. It's just the intelligence is where I put it. Gang us. Kong. King Kong. Gang us. Like gang us, group us together. Mm-hmm. Yeah, when I said it, like today, when I put that on TikTok and I said today is 11/11, and then it even made sense. 11 months. He said, I don't know about the dynamic, but it should be 10, not 13 months. It should be 10 months. They tried it 13 months somewhere else. That's why April Fool's is a thing. Yeah, alpha purpose, repeat, bill. Um, but like October should be the 8th month, and then to me, no, V. Remember? It calculates all the way around. It's like no V, burn like ember, like amber, like amber flame, amber waves of grain. I don't know. I'm just thinking ember like it ain't always exactly the word because you got to figure it's been changed so many times. Like crazy is cray cray now. That's something I thought of earlier. Like that's the thing, my brain don't stop. Demo, crazy, democracy, democracy, demon. Monday. Yeah, demon not bad. Demon just dead man. Dead. Day one. It's the only day there is. So I'm saying 11/11. Like, if you condense time in the way that I did, 11/11 is 11 days straight at 11/11. So that's past everything. That's past a week. So that's identifying one day. That's it. You have a day and a night. Yes. As weird as it is, no, I have not. Because I usually do. I was going to do that when I first started. That's what I'm saying. Asking questions. Rob's place. Because I don't have a fucking couch and shit. This is the only place that I ever go. Is like in my room. I don't go anywhere. I don't. To me, I mean, there's a part of them that's them, but like for the most part, it's like me fighting this energy that's like government energy. It never goes anywhere because they're stuck in a pay the bills kind of mode. It's government shit. Pay this, pay that, pay this, pay that. That's the structure of the government. That's what it's always been since it was developed. So it's just been instilled in everybody. To me, there should be documentation of all this that I'm explaining somewhere. Especially two dogs owning Marlboro. Because the dog should be military. Can you do it? Yes, I can, sir. So if they identify you that way inside you, yeah, it's ridiculous, man. What it's come to. I'm like, it's like if you don't know, you don't know, and then it's like just do it. You don't give a shit how hard it is, or then you got people that just fucking. I mean, it ain't no wonder people take advantage of people all the time. It's so fucking hard out there. And then when you don't get taken advantage of, you feel so fucking appreciative that you don't want to ask for anything more or anything, and then when you get to this place where you need something like help, everybody says you need to get help. You need to get help. Like, man, I sure wish I had that help that everybody says I need. I sure wish I had that help. It's just like automatically calculated to find fucking help that everybody says that I need to get. Well, that I mean, everybody's just look over at fucking prescriptions. Why? So it can keep me confused. The Adderall, all it does is add them numbers up, so it allows me to quit being distracted. Because everything I look at and everywhere I go is like a number calculation. You can't call it a medical condition, because then they'd get caught. Like the subconscious doctor. Oh, Illuminati. No, it doesn't go through that. Catholic. Okay. Yeah, but Catholic is just like the next level of intelligence. Is all it is, man. That's why the Vatican like is my boss because it's the next level of intelligence. So last time I was here, I already served my purpose for the Vatican. I think that's what happened. Should be like Charlie telling the Vatican, like I did what you asked me to do, or whatever, or had me do, and then like I come out and then here I am. I've been doing it, and I can't get no assistance. I'm at the like tippy top of the tiki talk, and they say community guideline violation, misinformation when it's as accurate as it could possibly ever be, ever. And I'm like, what are you talking about? So you're fighting with people that says, no, can't post that. No, can't post that. That's too honest. Because like the countdown is like more like a collapse of society, but it's not a collapse of society. It's an identification. It's like identifying yourself as not being what you thought you were. It's like saying, "Oh shit, I was a dog. I thought I was human." That's what it's like. Because dogs identified us as them, and then they identified us as the gods. So one eye stayed, and they projected onto. She says she doesn't know exactly where it got mixed. That's coming from like lower level consciousness, dog. She said she learned a lot once she got with me. And this would be both her and the girl. And I learned a whole lot from her. Like it's like our exchange of information. Like I just absorbed everything she told me because it was like them cards got me. And she told me about Hecate and tattooing the key of Hecate on her. It was just like a fucking maze, which is like three faces. So a woman, she identified three faces. Um, there was a couple different instances that was like more spiritual than it was this reality that we live in. Quite a few instances where that's why I'm stuck with her because like she was like if there was three of her and there was three of me because I was Jesus then we were equally balanced because she would have been a boy and I would have been a female Jesus. Do you see? I went beyond gender. Like intelligence has no gender identity. And then I just layered it, just like platforms and stuff. I did it with tattoos and like placement. Like I put certain people in certain places, and then even on this side, there's like people that I work with or used to work with that. And I say work with because it's like it's like eternity. You like work with this energy that connects it to them, and I just use their name. So I don't mean to use your name in a certain way, but like it's my experience, and I'm just trying to like document it because it's fascinating to me. Because if you was to ever like I don't know break down the belief system that's in your head enough to like comprehend what it is that I'm saying, you could do it too, and then you'd just be highly intelligent. Like everything would change. Like everything. The way you perceive everything, life. Yeah, we wouldn't even have to put money into that really anymore because we would self heal each other. We know how just through like desensitizing your emotional empathy. It's like becoming. I do believe that there's certain bodies that could be like milked. Like say one body absorbs a certain energy in another body that another body puts off. You put them next to each other and it sucks that energy just like a cat, just like a sphinx, a negative energy absorber. She was hot. I mean, she was obviously she was hot, but she was, and that would be her kind of giggling through the cat. But no, like she would burn up in the middle of the night. She was like a sauna. I never met somebody like hotter than me. You know what I mean? Like other than Cash, that motherfucker will wake you up. He's so fucking hot. He liked to sleep right between my legs too. Sphinx. Yeah. Two eyes are cameras. To me, it's that spy generation. So, Generation X is a bunch of fucking spies just by their generation and their tattoos. Yeah, did you notice it? And that would be like a confirmation through an electronic device. My voice changed, and it was just the Gmail. It was just the email, is all it was. The Invest Gold, Decap Chopper Gold user account. See, I don't even know what that shit means. It says IRA, 401k type shit. Okay, 401,000, 401k. Be like those three dudes and one girl. 4 found the 0 and the 1. The 1 went through, found the 4, came back through as the 1, and then multiplied to 1,000. That's the K. 2. But it was always used as that, because when you do, if you notice, the leg kicks up a little bit instead of it being like a perfect point connection. It comes off of the second leg instead of the backside of the K. So you have the leg that goes up, and then that one comes off of that leg. It doesn't come off of the other one. It comes off. And this is me trying to fucking explain like hieroglyphics and shit. That's how it breaks down completely, and then like that's what I'm saying. That's number ways. That's fucking number thinking. It's not funny at all. Yeah, it's like what I'm into, man. It's like you gonna watch TV or something, man. It's like, dog, being yeah. What do you got to do? You gotta get up and go work tomorrow. Oh, you gotta fucking lay around the house, dude. You know what I mean? Well, you ain't gonna eat this shitty food that I eat. Yeah. I don't know, dude. I don't know what else to do. I don't know what else to talk to. You know what I mean?